Cowardice is more costly in the long run, but people usually opt for it in matters of conscience. This observation cuts to the core of a fundamental human paradox. We often choose the path of least resistance, even when we know that doing the right thing, standing up for our beliefs or confronting difficult truths, would ultimately lead to better outcomes. From historical betrayals to modern-day corporate scandals, the costs of cowardice, whether personal or societal, are immense, yet people continue to choose it for short-term safety or comfort. History offers countless examples of the far-reaching consequences of moral cowardice. Perhaps one of the most infamous examples is the appeasement policies of British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain before World War II. In an effort to avoid conflict, Chamberlain opted to concede to Adolf Hitler's early territorial demands, most notably during the Munich Agreement of 1938. While this choice delayed war, it ultimately emboldened Hitler, leading to a global conflict that claimed millions of lives. The initial act of cowardice in the face of rising tyranny may have been intended to maintain peace, but its long-term cost was staggering. It's a powerful reminder that failing to confront injustice or wrongdoing often makes the eventual reckoning far worse. People tend to avoid immediate discomfort, even if it means incurring greater pain later. Research in behavioral psychology, particularly in the work of Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky on prospect theory, shows that people are loss-averse. They fear the discomfort of immediate loss or confrontation more than they appreciate the potential long-term gain of doing what is right. This loss aversion drives many to choose cowardice when faced with a matter of conscience. Whether it's avoiding a difficult conversation, failing to stand up against a harmful policy, or turning a blind eye to wrongdoing, the immediate discomfort of confrontation is often too overwhelming for people to choose otherwise. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that individuals are more likely to opt for inaction when faced with moral dilemmas if they believe there will be no immediate negative consequence. This tendency to delay or avoid moral action reflects a broader pattern of cowardice that, while momentarily comforting, often leads to more severe long-term consequences. The financial and societal costs of cowardice are measurable and significant. A 2020 report from the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners found that the average organization loses 5% of its revenue annually to fraud, much of which could be prevented if employees spoke up. The report underscores how widespread inaction, driven by fear of retaliation, conflict, or discomfort, allows unethical behavior to persist. Similarly, in broader societal terms, studies show that civic disengagement, driven by apathy or fear of controversy, can lead to the erosion of democratic institutions. When people choose silence over speaking out, corruption and abuse of power often go unchecked, with devastating consequences for society. Cowardice, while often appealing in the moment, offers only a false sense of security. Avoiding confrontation might save discomfort now, but unresolved issues inevitably resurface, often in more damaging ways. Whether it's failing to speak up about unethical behavior in the workplace or avoiding personal conflicts, choosing cowardice leads to greater emotional, social, and even financial costs in the long run. The small battles we avoid today become larger wars we must fight tomorrow. In matters of conscience, cowardice offers temporary relief but incurs a much higher cost over time. While choosing the path of least resistance may seem easier, the consequences of moral inaction are far-reaching. Whether it's enabling injustice, allowing corruption to flourish, or simply letting personal conflicts fester, the long-term price we pay for cowardice far outweighs the discomfort of immediate confrontation. In the end, courage is not just a virtue, it is a necessity for both personal integrity and societal health.